Hello, my name is Romina Navarrete, and in this opportunity, my group and I are going to talk about fourth grade and its units, its semesters, and its year goal. The year goal of the whole units is related to at the end of the year, students will be able to express their own ideas and opinions in oral or writing form using vocabulary related to sports, means of transport, invitations, cities, healthy habits, weather, routines, and body care.
Hello, my name is Josefa Díaz, and I'm going to talk about year goal in speaking in fourth grade. Um, Students will be able to participate in interactions and will be able to use vocabulary related to professions, body care, and cities and invitations, um, means of transport, routines, preferences, opinions, and celebration, and of course, the use of common expressions in English.
Hi, I'm Millaray Veliz, and I'm going to talk about the year goal in listening. Well, students will be able to understand texts by listening to them. These texts must be related to routines, animals, familiar topics, sports, celebrations, healthy habits, opinions, weather, and means of transport, and common expressions.
In the year goal in reading, students will be able to understand and react to short text related to familiar topics, means of transport, animals, routine, sports, celebrations, healthy habits, opinions, weather, and the common expressions in English.
The year goal for writing is that students will be able to write short texts using simple sentences to express their ideas, experiences, preferences, or to talk about familiar topics like sports, habits, routines, body care, invitations, celebrations, cities, weather, and means of transport.
Now I'm going to talk about of the semester goal of the first semester. Students are capable of giving ideas and opinion during a casual conversation, in which they will be able to express themselves using vocabulary related to professions, body care, invitations, and means of transport.
In semester number 1, the goal in speaking is related to reproduce chants and short dialogues. The goal in listening about first semester it's about understand text read by an adult in audiovisual format, and the goal in reading in semester 1 is related to show understanding of text such as rhymes, songs, and invitations.
The semester goal in writing is to write according to identify animals, part of the house, um, food, and actions. And of course, according to a model, they have to be able to write emails, complete questions, and invitations.
Well, in the semester goal, students can express their ideas, preferences, and opinions in an oral or written form about sports, healthy habits, celebrations, weather, and routines. They expand their vocabulary by listening to songs, oral texts, or rhymes. And also, they understand texts about the unique topics and relate this with their own experiences. In the speaking goal, they must participate in interactions with their classmates to talk about routines, preferences, opinions, celebrations, and using common expressions in English. In the listening goal, they show comprehension and relate phrases or sentences, places or place or oral texts with their experiences.
The semester goal for reading is that students will be able to read and show comprehension about the text by identifying general ideas, characters, and actions to establish a relation between what they read and their personal experiences, feelings, preferences, and opinions. Meanwhile, the semester goal in writing is that students will be able to write short texts using simple sentences to express their ideas about daily routines, sports, healthy habits, suggestions, invitations, celebrations, and where they are held.
In the first unit, that is called Feelings and Opinions, students can participate in the classroom using new vocabulary related to daily routines, and then they can produce their own text in dialogues and invitations. The goal of Unit 1 in terms of speaking is that students can reproduce chants, songs, rhymes, poems, and simple dialogues to get closer to the English sounds and also identify sounds such as ch and sh. The goal for Unit 1 related to listening is that students show comprehension of text read by an adult or in an audiovisual format, such as poems, chants, songs, dialogues, and informative texts. The goal for Unit 1 in terms of reading is about students read and show comprehension of text, songs, menus, receipts, instructions, emails, invitations, and informative text in digital format or print, identifying general ideas and explicit information. The goal for Unit 1 in terms of writing is that students can write, for example, answer a question according to a model with the guidance of an image and vocabulary given.
I'm going to talk about of the Unit 2, the city, means of transportation, and occupations. The Unit 2 goal is express ideas about city and its means of transport, giving indication about places, professions, and occupations. The Unit 2 goal in speaking is to reproduce chants, rhymes, and very short and simple dialogues to familiarize with sounds. The Unit 2 goal in listening is to react to what is heard, establishing relations with personal experience and or expressing preferences, feelings, and opinions through draws and representations like mimics, actions, dramatizations, words, or reading phrases. The Unit 2 goal in reading is to read and demonstrate comprehensions of text such as tales, rhymes, chants, greeting cards, instructions, and informative text. Identify general ideas of the text, um, characters, and actions. Learner vocabulary, familiar words, and expression of frequent use. I want here, for example. Unit 2 goal in writing is to write about images to identify animal objects and part of the house, occupation, places, food, express feelings, express quantities of number until 20. Describe ubications of objects and actions that occur in the moment of talking.
Hello, my name is Brithany Moreira and I'm going to talk about the Unit 3. The name of this unit is What Sports Do You Like? So, the goal of the unit is that students will be able to write or talk to express their ideas or opinions about daily routines, sports, healthy habits, and what they like to do in their free time. And at the same time, students will be able to develop skills in comprehension by reading short texts or listening to songs or rhymes that will also help them to acquire new vocabulary and common expressions in English. The goal of speaking for the unit is that students will be able to have interactions with their classmates in order to talk about their daily routines, the sports they like to practice, and what they like to do in their free time. The goal of listening for the unit is that students will be able to show comprehension and to react to what they listen to by establishing relations between what they listen to and their experiences and preferences. So they will be able to give their opinion about what they listen to by illustrations or by writing phrases or sentences. The goal for reading is that students will be able to show comprehension about what they read by identifying general ideas, characters, and actions to establish relations between what they read and their own experiences. So they will be able to give their opinions about what they read by writing sentences about it. And finally, the goal for writing is that students will be able to write short texts using simple sentences and following a model of reference to talk about their daily routines, sport, healthy habits, and what they like to do in their free time. So they will be able also to give advice and suggestions.
In the Unit 4, that it's called Let's Celebrate, the goal is that students must use English to communicate their ideas and experiences about celebration and essential dates in present and past tense in a written or oral form. Also, they should increase their knowledge by reading and listening to songs or tales about other countries' culture and holidays. And they have to talk about the weather and the climate of different countries, such as where they live and another countries. And the speaking goal of this unit is that students can express themselves orally with the teacher's support to share their personal information and abilities. They must um, and describe and identify animals, food, jobs, and places such as school, give directions, and describe situations that are happening now. In the listening goal, they must understand oral texts by listening to them, obviously, about familiar places, celebrations, etc. And also, they can identify characters, objects, and general vocabulary and animals. And in the reading goal, they must read and understand narrative and non narrative texts, identifying general ideas, characters, actions, and comprehending the vocabulary and learning words and phrases such as I want something or here. And finally, in the writing goal, they must write words in simple sentences about other courses or personal information or familiar topics.
In the Unit 1, I chose the constructivism approach because students can construct their own knowledge based on feelings and emotions. The topic of the unit is closer to their reality, so they can base the process of learning throughout their own experiences with the world and their own reality. In the unit 1, I have chosen the problem based learning as a method because I think that this method suits pretty good in this unit because unit 1 is based on feelings and opinions. So PBL can be used as a vehicle to promote real world problems in order to learn new vocabulary and also to learn new concepts.
Well, the approach that I choose to my unit is PPP because it is a pretty much a deductive approach. I think that is pretty basic and easy to use because usually us as teacher have to present the target and then we give the student the opportunity to practice through very control activities like show and repeat and simple questions that may help students to improve themselves. Also, I choose constructivism as a method because I think that is something that is very useful in this unit because students will be able to feel maybe familiarize with the subject and with the vocabulary that we are going to teach. So it's pretty much useful.
The best approach for Unit 3 is TBL because students will learn through given tasks in which they can interact with their classmates in order to share their opinions or help each other. So the learning process could be easier for them if we use this approach. And the best method is the indirect instructional method because students will learn through activities in which they will interact with their classmates, and even though they will be guided by the teacher, they will have an active role in the classroom, so they will be able to develop skills to express their ideas and share their opinions with their classmates.
This unit, the unit 4, will be we are going to use the CLIL approach because it is focused on language and content. So as this unit is about celebrations, the students must become aware of their own social reality and of the other countries. And that is one of the three C's that this approach has. And finally, in Unit 4, we will be talked. It will be talked by the CLT method because it highlights the idea of significant communication, and if they use this vocabulary learning class, they will understand it faster. And as this is the last unit, they are expected to express their ideas fluently and use creativity to produce constructions without a fear of making mistakes. So thank you.